Preston the Ice Pick Schick is a mixed martial arts fighter who gained national attention for his world-class striking. In Southwest Virginia, Friday nights are reserved for football, but every once in a while, the football gods smile down on us and give us 2 nights of action. John and Prince Colley, as well as senior running back Manny Gammon, will not be playing tonight, which is a huge loss for the Pioneers. Those are 3 of their better playmakers on offense. It's a rematch of the ACC Championship, number 12 Virginia Tech versus number 2 Clemson. This season will mark the start of a new era for the UNACA football program, with head coach O'Brien Bennett taking over the reins of a team that went just 1-9 a year ago. Opposing cornerbacks better get the ball out quickly, or else it'll be a sack. These 2 teams haven't played in more than a decade, but trust me, there was no love lost between these 2 hated rivals. When the Johnson City Cardinals took the field tonight, they weren't wearing their usual red and white uniforms. Instead, the Redbirds were decked out in Tennessee orange in honor of the late Pat Summitt. Tomorrow, right here in the Amway Center, ETSU has a chance to do something it hasn't done in 25 years. If each team's performance today is any indication of how well they've behaved this year, well, the Tennessee Titans are definitely on Santa's naughty list. There are only about 350 students at UNACA High School, and football is a numbers game. Last year, UNACA just did not have the numbers to compete.
You have that 11 playing offense, that 11 playing defense, that 11 playing kick return and kickoff.
People really didn't want to play because they thought since we didn't have numbers, we weren't going to win anything.
New head coach O'Brien Bennett, a Kingsport native, says more kids are expressing interest in the program this year, but he does not have enough helmets for all the newcomers.
We don't want to turn kids away because we don't have the resources to put them on the field safely.
That's why Coach Bennett set up a GoFundMe page where you can sponsor the team as they complete community service projects.
We want to give these kids the opportunity that if they can't get an athletic scholarship, that they're going to meet their Tennessee Promise requirements and they're going to have options after they graduate high school.
So far, the team has completed 258 hours of community service, which includes remodeling a trail at Roan Mountain State Park.
At the beginning, it didn't look too well, but towards the end, it looked great. So hopefully that'll be like how our season will go.
The fundraising goal is $10,000, which will help pay for a new batch of helmets and shoulder pads.
We want to get better, like with community, get active, and if we do stuff for them, you know, they'll come out here and support us.
Coach says with more support comes more gear, more players, and hopefully more wins.
Our goal from day one has been to be one day better. We want to compete with ourselves as individuals and let the results take care of themselves.
Simply put, Cade Ballard is a beast.
We don't really realize how good a quarterback Cade is. I mean, he puts every ball exactly where we need it.
But if you ask him, he'll be the first to admit that he wouldn't be putting up these mind-boggling stats without his star-studded cast of receivers.
Makes my job easy. Throw it anywhere near them, they'll catch it.
Most teams have a number 1 receiver, a number 2, and so on down the line. Except Greenville isn't like most teams. Instead, the Green Devils have 3 number 1s in Dorian Goddard, Cameron Height, and Seth Crawford.
We all have to be unselfish with it because we all know we can all make plays, but we all trust each other. I think that's what makes us as good as we are.
For as good as Ballard and his receivers are, they're not the only options on offense for the Green Devils. If you sleep on their running game, you better be ready for the wrath of Ty Youngblood.
That's a cool thing to watch when you're going through the hole and you know the linebackers not want to make the play.
I like to look at people's eyes when before you hit them, and their eyes just kind of get a little bigger, so I think I like that.
At times, having too many options can be a problem, but it's a problem Coach Kane Ballard says he's happy to have.
We got a lot of guys that can hurt a defense, and it's been tough on the defenses to take everything away.
Getting the facts right in Greenville, Mike Lucas, News 5 on Fox. When the field is too wet to use, the Coburn Challenger League plays its games inside. But for the most part, the Angels play their games on this field right behind me, and this whole facility is about to undergo some major renovations.
Every Sunday, this is the best thing we do.
It's a league for some very special players who, because of their challenges, are often left in the bleachers.
It's an opportunity for Ian to try something that he may not get a chance to do otherwise.
Baseball may just be a game, but for these players, it's an opportunity to step outside their comfort zone and make new friends.
Seeing all the buddies and seeing all my friends and enjoying myself.
Each player gets teamed up with a buddy to help them learn how to hit the field and run the bases.
We really like playing because we actually get to play.
And being a buddy is often the most rewarding position.
The community thinks that the blessing is for the kids, but it's not. The blessing is actually for all of the organizers and all the people involved.
But the league's current field isn't as accessible as organizers would like.
There's some places that some people can't get to because they have some disabilities or some special needs.
So Coburn's Little League president stepped up to the plate and applied for a grant from the International Little League Organization, and it turns out he hit a grand slam.
And it was the max amount we could get.
The grant is worth $20,000, and the money will go towards transforming the parking lot from gravel to smooth pavement.
There's a lot of gravel areas down here that, you know, wheelchair accessibility is a little rough, that we would like to pave, you know, walkways around the parks just to help them out in any way we could.
Maine says by the time the Challenger League starts up again next year, all the renovation should be complete. Getting the facts right in Coburn, Virginia, Mike Lucas, News 5 WCYB. The best high school football players in the Commonwealth of Virginia are in Wise this weekend for the Virginia Coaches Association All-Star Challenge. The All-Stars getting the best pregame speech a player from Virginia could ask for, as former Virginia Tech head coach Frank Beamer addressed the kids. Beamer has been busy in his retirement, still following the Hokies, as well as serving on the College Football Playoff Committee. But he says talking to high schoolers like these All-Stars is an important part of what he does.
They're forming habits and opinions, and that's going to go with them through the rest of their life. So I think right now to take an interest in these kids and be with them and support them, I think it's really important.
The Virginia Coaches Association All-Star Game kicks off at 2 p.m. this afternoon at UVA Wise.
In the fall of 2018, I decided I would be going to school at Virginia Tech.
This is the moment football fans in Southwest Virginia as well as Blacksburg, Virginia have been anxiously waiting for. Union star tight end James Mitchell announcing his commitment to Virginia Tech. Mitchell choosing the Hokies over Georgia and Duke. News 5 sports director Casey Getz was in Big Stone Gap for the big announcement, catching up with Mitchell shortly after he made his college choice.
All right, as James Mitchell here on his decision day, he is headed to Virginia Tech to play for Justin Fuente and the Hokies.
This announcement just part of a busy week for Mitchell, who picked up several big awards, including our News 5 Player of the Year award. He's also participating in the All-Star Game today in Wise. Now, before that All-Star Game, Mitchell and his Union basketball teammates on the road for their season opener, taking on Sullivan East at the FCA Hoops Classic. Early on first quarter, Wes Slagle pulls up, buries the three. Patriots keeping it close. The steal by Corey Chapman. Tips it to Ethan Whitley for the lay-in. The Bears, though, in the end, just too tough. Mitchell pulls up in the lane, gets the friendly roll, and Union wins 61-43. Tennessee High taking on Eastside in the other game at Sullivan East. Early in the first, off the miss, Noah Wishon crashing the boards, gets the putback for Tennessee High. Looking good early, but then Eastside taking control. Luke Lawson drives from the wing, lays it in with the right hand, and then it's Lawson picking Brandon Brown's pockets. We call those cookies back where I'm from. Goes the distance for the one-handed flush. Eastside picks up the 67-53 win. Let's head out to Gate City. The Blue Devils playing host to Central out of Wise County. Mac McClung, known for throwing down dunks, this time throwing the oop to Zach Irvin. No shortage of highlights from McClung, though. In the first quarter, not one, not two, not three, but four first quarter triples. He finished with a game-high 37 points. Here's the play of the night. Zach Irvin, don't jump. He jumped, number 14. Why'd you do that? 23 points for number 23. Gate City wins 81-42. In Bristol, Virginia, day 2 of the Coach Ballard Lee Bearcat Invitational hosts Virginia High, taking on Honaker Tigers on the break. Brett Boyd gets behind the defense. He misses, but Grayson Honaker there for the putback. Bearcats trying to keep pace, moving the ball in the lane. John Clifton gets the dump pass. Nice little hook shot, but in the end, too much Honaker. The ball goes into the paint to Harley Hill, and check out this scoop pass. Tigers win 91-74. They'll face John Battle in tonight's finals. That's it for sports, but after the break, we'll show you what a local dispatcher did that's now getting national attention. Stay with us.